Hi everybody, this is Burt Wilson Memories Part 2. I decided in this video, it should be a little bit shorter of a video, to kind of go through Burt's lasts. I've been trying to make a list of things just for documentation, for people who want to know when the last picture was, last video, things like that. In case they wanted to look them up, try to find them. I'm going to switch hands. So I'm just going to read that, it's not going to be any particular order, but just so people would know. The last visit, of course, to Creative Engineering was when I brought him there on May 20th and 21st of 2019. Aaron did put up, I think it was part 6. I thought it was only going to be 5 parts, but it was actually 6 videos of the tour, so he just put the last one up. It had been a long time since I'd seen all of them, so I hope people are watching those and enjoying them, because that is like the only time I think ever, or if not, probably the last time we're ever going to hear of, you know, conversation like that with Aaron and Burt. I mean, really, it may be one of the very few that there ever was of whatever they wanted to talk about, you know, their time there and working there and other people in the cast and stuff. So hopefully y'all been watching that and enjoying it. You got to go to Aaron's public channel. I'm kind of linking. They're in my playlist for Burt Wilson. I've been loading a ton of videos I can find on him in my playlist for Burt. I'm trying to find a lot of different performances and a little bit of variety through the years. And all of the tour videos are all my Aaron's interview with Burt, really. And me, I just sit there mostly. Those are all in his playlist, so they are on here. You'll have to go there to find them, or you go to Aaron's channel and watch them there if you are interested. The last public meetup with Aaron was at that time. That was the last time they saw each other in person. They've obviously been in contact since then, but only through media. Last known public radio show, I would say performance, but the last radio show that I know that he was on was Owen and Dirt's Pop Culture, which he did back in July of last year. I did put up a little segment of that, and that's in the Burt's playlist video. It was an edited version because there's bad language in the set. So that he was on the show twice. There's like technically 4 segments total from like the 2 visits he was there. I only posted from one of the visits. I didn't post from the other one. So you can look that up on YouTube and watch all 4 of those segments. But be advised, there is bad language in it. Not so much from Burt, but, you know, from the others, kind of here and there. They were all, and what's funny about those guys in that, I've never listened to the show before. When he told me he was going to be on there, I'd never heard of them and anything. And I don't listen to it or watch it. But all those guys on there are like my age, and they all were Rock-afire fans originally from Showbiz. So it was really kind of cool. He actually had signed a record for one of them, or the one guy was going to buy one or something like that. But anyway, that's just for FYI. Last known talk session that I had with him, this is the last time we had a communication at all, was on December 14th on Instagram, was the last time I spoke to him. I didn't hear from him again. I had texted him on Christmas Day, and I never heard from him. And then 3 days later, you know, he goes. But I know he was on, I think I mentioned that in the last video. He was on, I could tell he was on the internet, like up at least to a day to 2 days before he passed. But, you know, I don't know what was going on. I don't know what he did for Christmas. So I may talk to some people and try to find out a little more on that, but I don't want to guarantee it. But that was the last time I did speak with him on Instagram, and I still have that message. I can't get rid of it. So unless somebody takes down his Instagram or Facebook page, I'm keeping him on there permanently. And I don't have a last message from Facebook. I wish I had kept that now. But there are some throughout the last 5 years. I have captured some texts and some messenger, quotes, and I'm going back through the home movies. I still have not gotten through that, and going to go back through and look for some of those that I want to post. I'm not going to post everything, but I would like to kind of share that, what I can find. There wasn't a lot of it, but I wish I had, you know, actually filmed and taped all of that. Now I'm kind of wishing I had done a voice, speakerphone interview with him now. I should have done that instead of just, you know, doing the messenger thing. But we got what we got. For the new year, I may try to do that with Duke. I'm still going to try to see if I can try to get him to commit to that in some way. Maybe once a month maybe I'll call him up and I'll, you know, get some questions from you guys and we can start asking him and have him respond. But we'll see about that. I don't want to say anything and then people get mad because it didn't happen. But I want to try to do something with Duke this year. But I am going to post some of the last videos, like the last video performance, the last public performance of the Rockfire Explosion, which I have shared on Instagram already. For those who want to follow me on Instagram, I'm not on there much. I don't post a whole lot. I only post Rockafire and FNAF stuff. But it's not a whole lot, and it's just always somebody else's stuff. I mean, I've posted some photos. I've posted some stuff I've gotten from other people. I post sometimes things that I just posted something about snow, because we've been waiting forever for snow up here in Indiana. But if anyone's interested, it's Victoria Culp 4. My icon picture should look somewhat like this. And there's some Rockafire fans following me on there, and Facebook, and YouTube. So I'm on all three. Okay, the last Q&A on here, of course, was from December 12th. That's the last time. We got 6 Q&As from Burt, luckily. So, that's all here on my channel. Last known fan meetup and visit was with Juju. Juju got to go meet, his name is Jack Glander. I hope you don't mind me saying your name, because I had forgotten that was your real name, sorry. But he goes by Juju on Facebook. He gets the honor of being the last fan ever to interview Burt and spend time with him, and I am so happy. This happened back in October, which is great because he's the last person now to get whatever he filmed, whatever he talked about, and to get the last autographs that Burt ever sent out. I don't know if he would have I don't know if he met anyone else after that. I kind of doubt it, but we're really glad we got it. I'm really glad I helped out with that because I'll tell you, Juju, if you are watching, I remember Burt calling me from Rosie's house one day, and they wanted to know about you, and they wanted to ask about what I knew, and I told him, I said, you know, he's a very devoted fan like me. So I think that helped you get there. I don't know all the inner workings, but I'm really glad I could do that. I'm really glad I could get at least another one. Gracie, I'm glad I got you to be able to talk to him too. Cherish whatever you got out of that, because, you know, we're the last fans to get to know him, even if it's for a little bit, you know, and save everything you've got, your last ofs, because that's all they'll ever be. You know, we are the torch carriers now of his memory and who he was, and we're the only ones that can talk about him, really, or at least the ones that want to. You know, there's a lot of others, but it's not as often as we showbiz fans. We showbiz fans want to talk about him all the time, so. And that's what we devote these channels to. So that is the last video performance that he did and released on his Facebook channel and Instagram, and people have been sharing this, is Christmas in Rehab. I'm sure a lot of people have already seen it, but I will post it on here. I'm going to put the last of, like, my last photo of them, last performance. You know, I'll do another video that shows a little bit all that, plus home movies and things. It's coming. It's taking me a long time. I've had so many other things to do, plus work, plus grieving, plus, you know, getting to this, and it's hard. It's just not all going to happen, and I know a lot of people are starting to move on, and but you know, it's not going to be that easy for me. But we will get through all that, and when I'm done, then I will move on and try to do some Q&As with Duke, and I may even see if Jeff Howell might want to at least answer some questions, but I'll have to see if he wants to do that, or if he'd rather people ask him. I could try that, I don't know. And other than that, and just, you know, maybe a monthly monthly thing, and some FNAF stuff that I've got stocked up already. I've got a ton of that to show, is what's coming up. The last public performance of a Rockafire Explosion with all the cast members is, and I'm not sure about the year, but I think it was like 2020 or 21, I think. Mystery Science Theater theme song was done by the entire cast all at one time. And that was the last time all the cast was together in a recording. And the video you can find on Aaron's channel. You can also type it in. Even Mystery Science Theater, I think, had it on their page from a long, long time ago. You may have to look it up. And that's the last thing I have on the Burt's Lass. The story behind that I do have to tell. There's always something. So this is released publicly, so I can't talk about it now because it's on Aaron's channel. So basically, the people at Mystery Science Theater wanted Aaron to have the cast come back and sing the theme song. I'm not sure why or what the special circumstance was. It was like during some live feed. It was like some special performance during a live feed that, you know, Mystery Science Theater was having. I didn't watch the show growing up. I didn't really get it. So it wasn't one of my, I just kind of missed that part of, of the 80s. So basically Aaron got in contact with all of the cast and had them do the parts that they did in the song. Whatever their line was, their singing part, whatever it was, they did it. And they all did it separately. I don't think any of them came into this studio or came to creative at all. Maybe, I don't think so, because I don't remember recalling. I know Burt and Duke didn't. But he had them all do their parts, and I think they sent everything into him through the cell phone. All recording a tape, however they do it now, just send everything in. And I remember they had to do it fast. And I remember one time I accidentally got to find out about this a long time before anybody else did. And I was the only one that I know of that knew about it, that was happening. Because accidentally an email got sent to me in a chain. And I texted back, I said, "What's all this?" And they're like, "Oh no, you weren't supposed to get that." And Burt explained it to me. And then Aaron explained it to me. He goes, "Don't say anything. But, you know, we're getting everybody back together to do this. Is going to be our reunion, our recording reunion." And I'm like, sure, no, I'm not going to say anything, of course. And I never did until now, and I can now because the video is public. But I was never able to tell the story of how I found out about it. And Burt called me. He goes, "Well, we got everything done, but we can't get a hold of Duke. Can you get a hold of him for us? We need this part really quick." And I said, sure, of course. And I found it kind of odd because I know Burt and Aaron had his phone number. At least Burt did, and I think he lost it and didn't ask for it again. They had spoken a couple times in the last 5 years. So they did actually speak together for anyone who wanted to know. It just wasn't very much. But they had. Now, I'm not quite sure who lost what phone number or whatever. Anyway, they knew that, and Burt knew I was in contact with him as often as I was with him. And I said, sure, I'll give him a buzz. So I did. I called Duke, and I said, he didn't pick up, of course. Duke doesn't pick up his phone very often. There's always a voicemail, you know, recording. So I left, and I said, Duke, come on. Everyone's trying to get a hold of you. And then I texted. And I think an hour later or so, he's like, "What's going on?" And I said, "They're trying to get a hold of you. They want you for this recording." He goes, "Oh, okay." And something like that. And I don't know. I got him to either talk to Burt or he called Aaron. I'm not quite sure. But he got on it right away, and then they told him what they needed from him. And he recorded it and sent it in somehow through the phone or whatever he needed to do. And they got it, and they were able to do that performance. And then when it was released on Mystery Science Theater's live feed or something for a special, and it was a part of a segment that came on and showed the Rockefeller performing, and they did the song, and then later Aaron publicly showed it on his channel later. I don't even know how many, but that is the special story behind all that, if you didn't know. And if you've never seen this, you'll have to type it in and go look for it. I might put the segment, I put the segment on Instagram, actually. I just showed only the part that they did in the song. But it was really cool to hear all their voices again. Duke and Burt do the characters again. So that is the last time. That's all I'm going to talk about in this video of part 2. We have more things coming, but, you know, it's going to take me some time. So, thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.